pride, as far as being an American is concerned, I think anybody could agree there's nothing wrong with it. I'm just saying, and there's nothing wrong with being proud of who you are. It's just, I'm saying the phrase that you use, it just has a different sting to it. And if you use it, some person might take that wrong. You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying.
Okay, if somebody is proud of who they are, they should be able to have that without being crucified. Hello? Hello? I feel like I'm in a Twilight Zone.
No.
Like, hello? You
No,
can't be
you're not
proud
wrong.
to be who you want to be.
No.
Like, what the fuck?
Yes, I'm saying yes. There's nothing wrong with being proud of who you are. I'm just saying that phrase, it just has a different sting. That's all. And people will take it and be like, did this person really just say that? Even though your intentions may have been good behind it, because of how it's associated, people will take that the wrong way. That's all.
I got you, Osa. However, I'm, your opinion of me is irrelevant. I know my true self. And if I feel the need to say, I am proud to be a white woman, I have that right. And I will say it until the day that I die. And if it makes you uncomfortable, I don't give a fuck. I don't care about your feelings.
As you should, because other people that are heavily melanated will say black power in front of you and literally say fuck your feelings. So I don't understand why it can't be both ways. It's not really that serious at the end of the day. Let everyone be everyone.
People are saying, it's your feelings, la 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 la.
I gotta say something. I have to, because I've been saying this for years. Okay, there is a movement right now in real time that is purposely trying to pit groups against each other. Purposely. You see it perpetuated in the mainstream media. You see it in social media. And we cannot allow ourselves to fall for the okie doke, is what I'm saying. Right now, do you know what's happening right now? Literally, we're like, our world is literally on the verge of World War III. You get what I'm saying? There's a lot of things that are happening with Russia, Iran, Ukraine, Palestine, and Israel. I'm for it.
I'm for it. The way the human race is going right now, I hope, whoever our creator is, whoever you believe our creator is, I really do. I need to manifest that. And if it means that I get unalive in this process, I do not give a damn, because a lot of people are crazy as fuck today.
Yeah, but I'm just saying.
I'm getting lightheaded over here also.
We have to listen. I'm just saying, we cannot allow ourselves to fall for the okie doke. We have to figure out ways to, like I said, what Tom said earlier. We don't agree on everything, but one thing that he said that I agree with is, look, we have to figure out ways of acknowledging what happened in the past and working together as a nation to be able to come together to solve our differences and work together on that front as Americans. Once we start pitting one group against the other, and this group is that group, and then this group is that group, we don't get anywhere, and our country ends up being destroyed from the inside out. And again, it's not by accident that these things are happening. Like, look at the live right now. Look at the comment section right now. It's not even just lives like this. Look at the conversations that are happening on other platforms, right? On Twitter. I've been on Twitter, on X too. They talk about the same stuff too over there. And a lot of division has been created, and the mainstream media is largely responsible for all of it. I'm just saying we have to be aware of that.
I'm 100% aware of it, and there are people that are causing this mass division, and I've said it multiple times. And Dark Live right here that I let come back up, even though he said the reason why I have so many views in here is because of him. All right, Mr. Dark Live, let's snap our fingers for you, young man.
Me too, Live. Hold on, I'm not a spring chicken myself. I think people are here to watch me too, not just you, Liv. Don't disrespect the host like that. But no, that's just me being funny. But anyway, I wanted to ask Liv a question, but I forgot. I forgot what I was going to ask him before he.
We were talking about the whole capitalism and him exploiting conservatives for his own gain, but yet complains about capitalism and wants to go back to socialism.
Oh, this is what I wanted to say.
And then don't forget to. Oh, go ahead.
See, this is what I wanted to say to him. So, like I said, I feel where Liv is coming from, right, or whatever. And I think he's a very articulate, very educated, smart guy. I think he just has a slightly different worldview, right, than me. He looks at the world kind of from like, systemic racism, sort of leftist lens, right? In terms of systemic racism, that's kind of his lens. I'm looking at it from, yes, racism is an issue, but I look at it more so from the class, socioeconomic perspective from there.
Yeah, I'm gonna have American Lumberjack go right after this. But a lot of people are saying, "What do I not like? What do I not like? Who do I not like? What kind of people do I not like?" I don't like people that are spreading this fucking rhetoric against a certain group of races. It doesn't matter if you are doing it to a black person, a white person, Asian. I feel like I'm talking in circles because I say this shit all the time. But if you're going to sit here and you're going to fucking discredit everyone as a whole, you're the problem. And I've already pointed at Liv, and Tom down there. Hi, American Lumberjack. How are you?
I'm doing well. Not to put a wrench in the program, do you mind if I switch accounts? And I'll be right back.
Of course you can. Sure.
All right, I'll be right back.
Alrighty.
Yeah, I'm on my main too, and I just got it back, so I got to be careful. Cause this is I just got it back today after literally 72 hours, and then I was already on a week suspension prior to that. I was like, damn, bro, y'all got me in county for 10 days now.
That sucks. So a lot of people that are with Dark Liv and T-Bone, I want to know an answer from everyone that's in the panel that is following them, that are here for these specific guys. Do you agree that you should eradicate all white people and that white people are 100% the problem? 1 for yes and 2 for no. Because that is what they're spewing. Am I right or am I wrong?
So, and I'm asking again, when did I ever make the comment? I don't think I've ever heard Liv make the comment that we want to eradicate white people from our society. I've never said that. I love white people, right? Like I've never stated that.
Like you love your white refrigerator? Is that what you're going to say?
But you call
I'm
them
sorry, 2 people was talking
racist.
at once.
You call them inherently racist. You say that on a regular basis, though. So how can you sit there and say I love white people, but then in the same breath say that y'all are inherently racist? So you mean to tell me that you can have your good friend, your white friend who never did anything wrong to you, grew up with you, been your homie forever. You mean to tell me that man is inherently racist? That is crazy to me.
Yeah, Tony, I've given you this on multiple occasions. I'm sure Lola has heard it 1,000 times. So I don't think I really need to give the definition of how I deem racism to operate under, right?
Real quick.
Just because,
can you let
Tony, I mean, you cut off Liv, you cut off me.
No. I want undenied to come up. That's Lumberjack. That's all. I'm allowing you to. I'm letting the host know. I'm letting Lola know. There you go.
Okay, yes, thank you.
So regardless of the fact, right? Like I've never stated that I hate white people just because I feel that they're inherently racist by way of the system, right? That doesn't mean that I hate white people, right? I think that there's a difference in white people who hate black people because of the color of their skin and white people who benefit off of the operation of this system that we live under today. That's 2 totally separate concepts. So I've never perpetuated that we should eradicate white people or we should segregate ourselves from white people. I've never said. When have I said this,
You
Tony?
guys don't think that you're brainwashing people, though? Like you're manipulating people?
I would call it education.
I think it's manipulation. I think it's absolutely manipulation.
Well, I mean, I would say it's manipulation if I was to tell white people, or I'm sorry, black people, that we need to get rid of all the white people, right? Like we need to get away from them because they did. Like I've never stated this. Just because I educate people on these systems and how they operate does not mean that I'm teaching an inherent hateness for white people. It's just not true. I'm sorry.
Yes, you are. Let's be
Yes,
so for
you are.
real.
By saying
Let's
by
be so
saying
for
that white
real.
people are inherently racist, by always bringing up a racial disparity in all of your debates, like it's always like I kid you not, like with the exception of like the 2 months where you would come in and do like the overnight lives and it was chill. We talk about sports. 99% of your debates are always about race. No matter what. We could be talking about politics, you bring up race. We can be talking about puppies, you bring up race. Why do black people scared of dogs? Oh, this is why. Back in the slavery days, why is race on the forefront of your mind, bro? I promise you, it is not on the forefront of white people's mind. White people are not waking up caring about the next black person or anything else. They care about their fucking families and how they're gonna feed them. The same way that you care about your families and how you're gonna feed them. I just don't get this shit.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
just a
so to
different
be clear,
worldview.
when
That's all it
you
is.
Hold on one second.
but
I would
to
like
be
for
clear,
Lumberjack
go
to
ahead.
go because he was gonna go and then he switched accounts.
Yeah, I'm back. I'm sorry about that. I'm not gonna get my account taken, but I think if people would spend more time worrying about themselves and their family and elevating themselves and their family more than they spent time worried about everybody else and what everybody else thinks and what everybody else feels, your lives would be a lot better. The problem is with what is happening in 2024 right now is there is being a shift where you have these group of individuals that are espousing to a specific educational system that is really sneaked into our educational system, and it is causing one group of people to apologize for something that they never did and never experienced, and then the other group of people to tell that other group of people that they are wrong for being their own skin color. It's flipping what happened in the past back on its head and allowing a specific group to try to dominate. And Tony is correct. Liv's lives 99% about changing the government to suit black people, or T-Bone's lives when he or the lives he enters in is about race. I've not seen him in a single live since I've known his presence on this app that has not been about race or turn to race once he enters the live. Same thing with Liv, and it's stupid. And white people are now starting to get fed up with it because they feel like they're being oppressed by a bunch of people. And really, it's not even a bunch of people. It's a few really loud individuals that are pushing a ideology and an education system that is detrimental to everybody. Not just the people that want or feel they are oppressed, but the people that they are themselves oppressing. And the problem with what you're saying, T-Bone, is not everybody. You say, oh, I don't think every white person's like this or every white person's benefiting from the system. But when you are teaching people that don't think like you, the things that you're teaching, they're going to take it to an extreme. Every movement, every program, every situation has extremists, and those extremists generally pop up because they're left unchecked because they don't understand what the purveyor of that movement really meant. So when you teach or espouse to this CRT BS, because that's exactly what it is, you get people that are extreme. Oh, we need to eradicate white people. Bro, what? Are you kidding me? And it's problematic. It's problematic, and you can shrug your shoulders or it all day long, but it's the truth. And people are starting to get fed up.
It's not
And if
the
that
truth, you're lying.
60%, yeah, if the 60% turn their attention to the 11.7%, it's going to get nasty real quick, fast, in a hurry. And that's the problem, because everybody thinks that they are right. They are right. Nobody's right. The government, like Osa is saying, is shim-shamming everybody. You're literally walking in a psyop right now. Black versus white, white versus black, color. You don't ever hear agents get up. We ain't never had an Asian president. We need an Asian president. You don't hear them saying stuff like that. You don't hear Mexicans. We need a Mexican president. Only black people do that. What are you going to do for the black people? We ain't going to vote for you unless you do something for us. You don't hear Mexican people or Asian people saying that. But all you hear is black people saying it, and it gets perpetuated on TV, and it's a problem. If you spent half as much time with half as much energy as you do trying to push the ideologies and movements that you have now on fixing your community, educating your community, getting the reading comprehension level up, teaching them financial literacy, all that shit would change overnight. Immediately.
Hey LJ, may I ask you a question? Would you say too in the quote unquote black community that that racism is taught as far as like they always say that every race is against you. The Asians hate you, the whites hate you, the Indians hate
100%,
you. They think you're
100%,
stupid. But
100%.
yet but yet they say that racism is being taught in white communities and in white families, but no, it's being taught in our communities. Because I remember growing up, my aunt, my mom would always tell me white people are the devil. Asian people don't like you. They think you're stupid. Blah, blah, blah. They're in these communities. They ain't even giving the money to us. They giving it to them. But yet we're still going and shopping at their places. Like, I just don't understand that. Racism is being taught in literally our own communities. And it's literally perpetuated by Liv and T-Bone on a regular basis. That's
Thank
true
you
racism.
so much for being another voice, because a lot of people are saying that because I am a white woman, I can't say these things, and it's because my feelings are hurt. However, here are two young gentlemen that are saying the same thing I'm saying, but nobody's saying anything against them now, are they?
Yeah, the thing is the key is the elite want to consolidate power, so they have to keep people at each other's throats. That's why if you look at the mainstream media, it's really owned by BlackRock and Vanguard primarily. And they push out a lot of this divisive rhetoric that ultimately it doesn't really do us any good. We're like a dog chasing our own tail. We're fighting. Meanwhile, they're consolidating power at the top. The country is $33+ trillion in debt. You know, you have a war. World War III is imminent in terms of what's happening overseas. There's a lot of stuff that we need to be paying attention to that's happening, right? All of these things are just BS bullshit distractions.
And then when you say that, like looking at the comments, it's like, look at this white rhetoric, look at this. It's like, how is anything we're saying negative? Like something, how do you equate that with being either racist or negative or being against our community when we're saying things that can benefit us as a community? I just don't get that.
Yeah, and another thing I was going to bring up, because I just saw it last night. So there is a black liberal who has came in his life. Her name is Nyache or something like that. And she was, of course, in a panel. It was like a panel full of black people. So, you know, and the conversation was about reparations. She was like, okay, I don't feel like black people should receive reparations until we educate our people about financial literacy, get them the reading comprehension up and things like that. And they were calling her a coon, Uncle Tom, saying that she's racist and that's she's spreading white supremacist rhetoric.
Bro,
doesn't
that's
make any
wild. That's wild, Malcolm X. That's wild. The reason why it's wild is because if you don't, no, but it's not though. At the same time, it is also, but it's not, because at the same time, think about it. And this goes for any community, not just because there's other poor communities. There's some communities far more in a state of depravity than the black community in America. But think about it. You come with a solution. Hey, let's teach you financial literacy. Hey, let's teach you how to create a savings and how credit cards really work. Oh, that's the white supremacy talking point. Bruh, what? I'm trying to help you. What are you talking about?
And again, and see, this is where my views get a little bit. See, I don't want to speak about this, because the thing is that if you're talking about restorative justice, I'm not against that. But the thing is, you know who we get screwed by, regardless of what your race is? We get screwed by the banks. All of us, right? They print money out of nothing and charge each and every one of us interest on that money. They have funded every major war for the last 400 years. They really are benefiting at our detriment. And again, it's about seeing through the distraction. We're at each other's throats, and really, I don't need to be at this person because he's white or whatever the case is. Us as Americans need to be united by the threat, which is really the one world order elite. That's really the ones who are destroying this country and this planet.
But also, before you go there, look at the comments. Though, look at the comments. Someone tags me. Unbelievable that you think this way. What did I say, Osa? Aside from all the bad stuff, because America's been bombarded. Like I said, we're literally in a psyop. We're bombarded with negativity every single day. People are getting overwhelmed. Mm-hmm. People want to fight each other, hate each other, but at the same time, they don't do anything because they're afraid and they're tired. But what did I say that was wrong about teaching financial literacy? How is that a negative?
There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, obviously,
and that's what our community needs.
But they don't believe that, though. You try to tell them that, and they hit you. It's a white supremacy talking point. Are you kidding me?
See, this is what's crazy.
I know Liv wants to say something.
Okay, and yes, we will go with Ed and then Liv. But when in that regards of what you just said, American Lumberjack. If people were on these platforms getting money because they're actually doing something to benefit the minority community and their own communities in general, I will be right there helping them out too. And then they can say, well, I need to come up with something to get money from the white man. Okay. As a white person, if you're doing something to have a good cause and your money is going for a good cause, I will support you 100%. But when you're on a platform saying you hate all white people and white people are this or that, you're a problem. You're a problem. You're causing the most division. Do you not agree with that, Liv? Like, do you not agree with that?
With what?
Oh, you didn't hear me? Okay. Ed, go ahead.
So basically, so like what Lumberjack was saying, and Osa, and Tony, especially with Osa, we always talk about financial literacy, and that's one of the focal points that the community needs to strive to get better, and that's the thing. When me and Osa speak on these things, and Lumberjack or Tony, we get called the Coon. We get King of Ofair. You already see Osa's name and Tony's name, and it's just like they make it seem like we're anti-black, but it's just like, listen, we really want to wake up the community and show, like, listen, there's ways that you can navigate through the system to be somewhere. Instead of feeling like, oh no, like the system's against you, but you can actually make a way for yourself. Me, why push as much as I can. So when I have kids, I can, teach them at a young age. So then the cycle doesn't continue and the cycle's broken. But how can we do that if we're going to keep on thinking that the white person is always against us and whatnot? We'll never go nowhere. And another thing is just, it's not good for your whole mental state. Like, to me, it's like, what do you wake up and be like, oh, damn, it sucks, man, I'm black. Like, no, like, I love the color of my skin. And just like Lola, you too, like, I know you love the color of your skin. Like, and as if we can all carry that and have respect for each other and not call each other names and all that shit, then everything would be so much better. But it's just the fact that everyone has to, if you don't agree, oh, you're a coon, you're this, you're that. I've seen it happen to Tony. Oh my gosh, for like this whole week, I've seen it happen to Tony, and it's just crazy.
It is crazy. And one thing that I'm going to add to that, Ed, is, like none of us chose our skin color. Nobody did. Okay. And when it comes to the regard of choosing our skin color, that comes with your ancestry, your religion, your nationality, whatever you come from, right? So like when we're talking about a whole group of people, it doesn't matter what group of people we're talking about. It can be the LGBT community. It doesn't matter who we're talking about. When we're talking about a whole group of people and we're demonizing them for being this way or that way, do you not understand that we didn't choose our skin color, and you're making all white people being the oppressors, and how, like, this is my problem. This is my problem, is how we are making this huge problem and saying that the white man is doing this, that they're the biggest harm, when you're not doing anything to better the community in general, to stop the division. Liv, did you hear that part, Liv?
I wanted to ask him a question, but I forgot again.
Liv is probably too busy.
What?
Yeah, we also need to educate our sons and daughters and keep them from curating single parent households, because I don't know if you guys have looked at the statistics, but literally over 65% of Black children are born into single parent households. Not only that, but the education in our community when it comes to our youth is declining, and they're more likely to go to alternative school for things like, because schools are getting more stricter. So you can go to alternative school for something as small as a fight, and next thing you know, you're in juvenile detention.
Oh,
So
well
then-
said, Malcolm
Yeah, there are a
X.
lot of sleepwalkers, and you know how the saying is you cannot waken a sleepwalker, and there's a lot of sleepwalkers, especially like viewing, listening. These people are set in their ways. They didn't even understand, nor can they grasp what I just said. Hold on one second, Osa. They don't grasp the idea and the thought that you did not choose your fucking skin color. Do you understand me? You didn't choose it.
No, that's true. But Tom has the question mark, cat frustrated emoji. So I know he's kind of frustrated. Like, what the hell is going on? I know he wanted to say something.
I'll be getting some palpitations where I'll be hearing certain things, but I'm gonna let Liv
Y'all,
go.
wait, everybody's talking about Liv. Liv, do you want to say anything? Do you want to?
Yeah, actually, this is one of the first times I've been able to have some phenomenal intellectuals on the panel. I think this can be a very productive conversation. So, thank you for having us, for hosting this space. Also, Lumberjack, I don't disagree with you in your concept of like focusing on the family and capitalism and getting your own money. Like if you have a service or a voice, right, a platform that you can utilize where people support because they enjoy the things that you say in the podcast and things that you hold, I think that you should, and fuck what everybody else says. You know what I'm saying? If it puts money and takes care of your people within this capitalistic system, do that. So I even say now, gift me. If you agree with the panelists, gift them, gift the host. You know what I'm saying? It's time that we putting in on this app. It's our words, this intellectual like bandwidth. Like we engage in this intellectual violence. You know what I'm saying? This dialogue. And yeah, we should be compensated. I think everybody should be compensated for that.
Not for hatred, Liv. Okay.
Just 2 more points. In regards to capitalism, I don't think people should be hungry or houseless. I think we should work to have their basic needs met. But in regards to like socialism and communism, it's a theoretical progression of capitalism. It's a theoretical theory. If you disagree with it, provide another theory, and we can have that dialogue. I don't mind.
Wait a minute, I remember.
And then the last point I wanted to make.
That's a question.
The last point I wanted to make is that listen, if you don't like the things I have to say about race and racism, I don't really know what to say because I just objectively look at the past, how it's moved and interacted with society. Only way I can judge racism is based on the institutions of America. And so when I look at these institutions, it shows that some people have privileges and some people are disenfranchised. So that's just an
I have a question for you, Liv. I have a question for you.
I want to ask him something after you host.
Sure. So Liv, did you choose your skin color?
No, I did not.
Okay, so how can you, it's fine. You can host whatever live you want. You can speak. Obviously, you're a free man. You can do whatever you want to do with your life. How come you have these lives that are demonizing white people and making white people the problem? I really want to know the answer. If you know for a fact we did not choose our race, our color, our religion when we were born into it, how come you are demonizing them?
Oh, because I don't. What I think that the fundamental issue is people cannot differentiate the concept of whiteness and white people, right? I have an issue with whiteness. I have an issue with social constructs that have been put into place that disenfranchise and harm people. When it comes to people of the same species as me, right, I try my best to understand intersectionality. And like the same way I stand against racism and white supremacy for black and brown people is the same way I stand against capitalism for white people, because classism is detrimental to white people.
Wait,
Would
my
you
apologies
agree?
for
Would you
interrupting.
agree?
Do you think that black people are different species?
No. Of the same species. We're all of the
I
same.
think he meant like human beings.
Like we're
The
all
lie
of the
you're
Okay,
same
I was
holding,
about to. I
like
was about
all
to
of the same
blank.
species. No.
Yeah,
bro. The
human
lie
beings. That's
you're
what he meant. The
holding.
human
You
species.
talk
That's
about
what I
no
took
time
from it.
out. You want to talk about race? Literally, the live you're holding literally
Yeah.
says, "What is white tea culture? Do white tea
Yeah.
people experience racism? Why should
Mhm.
white tea people wear black hairstyles?
Mhm.
When did systematic racism stop existing?" Like,
Yeah.
bro, cut the cat, bro. Stop.
Absolutely.
What is white culture? Let me answer these questions. Hold on. Let me answer these questions. And Osa, of course, you can go right
Would you
after
like me
me.
to ask them to you one at a time?
Oh, yes, of course. Go
Okay.
ahead.
No, I
So
want
the first,
Osa to go though. I want Osa to go because
I mean,
Osa
it's
been
up to
having
you,
a
host.
question for
I don't
you.
know.
I want you to, yes, please ask me those questions really quick. I will answer them.
I'll say the first one is, what is white culture?
The Albanian culture. That's my culture.
So, okay, that would be
Next.
Albanian culture. Okay.
Yeah, that's white culture. I'm white and I'm Albanian.
What
so
is
that's
black
my
That would
culture?
just be Albanian.
The hell?
Yeah,
That
that's
would be
Albanian culture. So that's white culture. So next.
How is that white culture? But it doesn't make sense. I would just
It
argue
does
that
make
that's
sense.
Albanian.
I bring it to America. That's my culture and I'm white.
Yeah,
What's
you're
black
Albanian.
culture?
Yeah, I don't think that. So I
What's black
think
culture?
derives. Well, first we'd have to look at what creates culture, and I would argue that ethnicity creates culture.
All
So
people
if
are ethnicity. All people are
Right.
a type of
People-
ethnicity.
Right. I love my culture. So go ahead. What's your
Yeah,
next
I could-
question?
Yeah, and I think that would be Albanian culture, which I think is super dope too. You guys have the feta and watermelon, which is delicious.
It is delicious.
Yeah. So do white people experience racism?
Yes, they do. Absolutely. 100%. How do they, is that going to be your next question? How do they experience racism?
I'm just asking you questions.
Oh,
on
okay,
that.
yes.
I wasn't, because I know also wanted to go.
Yes.
Why should white people wear black hairstyles?
Because they can. They have that right.
Okay. And then when did systemic racism stop existing?
I don't believe in it, so I don't know.
Okay.
Oh, so
Just
go
to
ahead.
clarify, I'm sorry, real quick, just to clarify, you mean you never believed in it? So like the 50s, it didn't exist either?
Maybe there was a system in place when all the jazz, all that craziness happened in America. Maybe, but I don't see that there is a system in 2024. No. So you can go ahead.
So, so as far as the whole, because I guess we shifted gears towards culture thing. So I have a slightly different perspective. So my perspective on it is that, well, first of all, race is a social construct anyway. That's number one. Number two, in terms of what people call white culture or black culture, like I said, I have a difference of opinion on. Like, you can't say that, because ultimately race is not, black people, white people, we're not all a monolith. So you can't say that a black American, right, has the same culture as someone born in, let's say Colombia, because you have a huge black population, black Latino population in Colombia. You have a huge African population, obviously West Africa, the rest of, the diaspora, however you want to look at it. So, I think it's safe to say that white people, they do have a culture, but it's there's nuance. You have white Americans that have their own culture. Then you have someone who's maybe lives in the UK or maybe Albania or Greece, who are white people or Europeans, but they have their own culture. So it's not just like you can't put white culture under all one umbrella. You cannot put black culture under all one umbrella either. That's pretty
What
much
is
how I
white
look at
culture? What is white culture? What does that mean? Like, what is that? Americans don't have
You gotta
culture.
answer. You gotta answer what black culture is first, bro.
Wait a minute. Yes, they do. Wait. So American people do have culture. Just because, there are people that have come here and brought their culture into the United States doesn't mean that American people do not have culture, because American people do, in fact, have their own culture. And we should know that if we are from a different country, that Americans have their own culture.
But what's their
And
culture?
Yeah, black American culture
a
makes more sense.
Let's go with a cheeseburger. That's an American culture. Let's go with football. That's American culture. Let's go with baseball. That's American culture. Country music. I'm pretty sure that's American culture too. Like,
But
let's be for real.
Is that
There is American
culture or
culture.
is that sports? Or
That is
history?
No,
their culture.
bro,
That's their culture.
Stop that crap, because
What the
culture
hell?
is what makes up culture is the things that you do in that specific area in which you live. This is why I said if you want to say
Exactly.
black culture,
Pite me spanaq është culture prej neve. So ti me folin për
Yeah.
të sene nuk është normal, se Amerikanët e kanë their own culture.
yeah, like
Yeah,
it's
I think
bonkers to
that-
me. It's bonkers to me that y'all espouse to this ideology that black culture, white culture, bro. It's American culture because it's done and made in America. If you go over to Germany, they don't have black and white German culture. They got German culture. You go over to French, they don't have black and white French culture. They have French culture. So
Yeah, there's no
this is why when you get
dividing.
people
And then-
from
and then
other
also-
countries, but hold on, Osa, when you get people
sorry.
from other countries that come here, no matter what they look like, they call you Americans. They don't even assimilate to the ideology of what it is American, black and white. So you take Osa's
good
parents,
point.
for instance, when they came here from another country, they didn't call themselves black people. They called themselves from where they were from.
100%.
Exactly.
100%.
Facts. That's 100%.
And then also, I want to ask this question too as well. So, my question is that in America, how is white culture in America different from black culture in America?
It's probably rooted in this pretty much the same.
Because I don't see much of it. I mean, is there much of a difference in you guys' opinion? And if there is, what would those differences be?
Wait, what was the question again? Sorry.
Maybe the food.
I think
Because
that-
I hear a lot of people talk about white culture and black culture when they're talking about America. But my question specifically was, what is the difference between white culture and black culture in America?
Yeah,
What is the difference between the two?
I'm going to say this, and I'm a
The history.
What we have to look at is that things grow and change over time, and we understand things more intensely, more complexly as time goes on. Right? We learn as human beings, and I would argue because of the oppression in America, when you talk about Black Americans would be an ethno race, right? And because of that ethno race, we would have Black culture specifically unique to Black Americans because of the systemic oppression and systematic oppression, structural oppression of white supremacy in the historical context, right? And so we see a different concept in music, dance, all of these things. When it comes to white culture is the absence of culture because it is the antithesis of what Black is. It is individualism, where Black people is about collective.
Bye, Liv. I'm not bringing it back up. No. I'm not doing it. Bye-bye.
CRT. That's a CRT
Bye.
talking point.
Not doing it.
That is a CRT talking point. So what's stupid is we all live on a spectrum. We all live on a spectrum of melanation. There's lightly melanated people and darkly melanated people. The only ones that are truly white would be your albino people because they lack melanin. They are melanin deficient in every way, shape, and form. They have none. So if they are not albino, not to be considered Albanian because it's not the same thing, but if they're not albino, from the lightly melanated to the darkly melanated, they all have melanocytes. They are all human. If I stick my tallywhacker in a clam purse that looks different than mine, I'm going to produce a human being. We're all the same species. It's stupid. Your culture comes from where you are. If you're in America, you have American culture, which is usually the main brunt of American culture is actually war, if you want to be realistic, and capitalism. But then you go to Germany, they have the German culture. They're into beers and franks and stuff like that. They have their own type of music. They have their own type of dance. They have their own sports, just like every other continent on the planet have their own music, dance, food, and languages. So it's bonkers to me to have this person sit up here. White people are the absence of culture. What? The black is the absence of color. Let's be real. If you're gonna do that, I'm so sick and tired of stupid people. And they espouse this, and this is exactly what I'm talking about. He says that he spews that type of narrative, and what ends up happening is some lesser brain, because Lib's never going to get up and go pick up a gun or a weapon to go fight on the front. He's going to sit back and send other people, the lesser brains, to do that if war did break out, civil war did break out. But lesser brain people pick this up and they become extremists. They become extremists and they're like, oh yeah, let's get rid of the white people or let's get rid of the black people. Like those are extremists. Those people need to not hear other extremists speak. And just because he can knit a tapestry of words together that sound real sweet, y'all sit here, oh yes, live, let's gift live, W live. He's wrong. He's preaching a divisive nature for mankind, and something narrative. That is it's division. Bro, it's a negative.